everybody.
Hello.
Welcome back
To the third of many podcasts? Is that what we're doing?
We're going on a trip.
A journey.
The OBT Show. You know it. You love it. We had a break last week.
Mm-hmm.
Break was my fault. That was on me. Because the other jobs that we do have this fancy retreat thing that we do, and I do a video for it. You were in it.
Yes, I was in the video.
Did you liked it, right? You had a good time?
I loved it. It had stuff for everyone, and then you even included like stuff for like nerds and like people that are spotting like GoldenEye music and Hans Zimmer Batman music with the coat as the cape. Amazing.
It was good. So I was wrapped up in that because it just took so much time and energy to do, which was awesome. It was a ton of fun, but it was a giant pain in the ass. Like the filming, getting everybody together, because it involves people that don't normally act. Yeah, which is cool, but at the same time, it's just so draining. And I can't pod.
Yeah. Videoing and then podding is like you people don't even know, or you might know.
But go ahead.
No, it's okay. You go ahead.
I'm gonna go ahead.
All right.
Chris was late today, so I'm already one beer
late.
in. I'm one beer deep. Chris is on his first.
Yeah, I'm drinking Finn and Matt's Southern Tier.
That's what I'm drinking.
Or Southern Tier Finn and Matt's. Depending on how much you had, you can read it either way.
Well, that's besides the point. And for both of us in our current jobs, things are changing. As I mentioned earlier, pods, I hate change. I'm not good with it.
Oh, I thought you said that you were totally okay with change.
Oh, I'm terrible.
Oh, okay.
Absolutely terrible.
I wasn't listening last time. I was just talking.
Chris just kind of nods, and then I kind of see if he's okay with everything, and then we'll see how it goes. But I'm a mess. Like, my body just hurts. Like, not terribly, but I know I'm just off.
Oh, okay.
Do you get off, or you seem like a guy that never has any issues like this?
Do you want to rethink about that question that you just asked me?
Do you get off?
I mean, like, I
didn't even get that at first. I'm like, what do you mean rephrase it? Do you get off?
Just say it louder, Brendan. Why don't you?
Do you get off? Tell me, do you get off?
Yes. I get thrown out of sorts sometimes, if that's what you're asking me.
Then all of a sudden I went, oh my god, that's sexual.
Well, like what we were talking about last week. Like, mine's the little tiny things, and that will make me like furious anger Hulk beast man.
Yeah.
But yours is we have a big transition.
Mine is life.
The location of our potting is a beautiful campus.
Yes.
And it has been currently very quiet and very peaceful.
It's been great.
But that's all about to change soon.
I know. It changes in about 3 days.
It's not good change.
It's an okay change.
Brendan.
For Brendan. For me, I'm always direct the first couple of weeks because we have student workers that come back, and then now it's just an absolute disturbing mess for me. Because not disturbing, that's too extreme, but I just need to like relax. So this beer helps, talking helps, potting helps.
Yeah.
This is therapy for me on the side. This is free therapy.
Therapy hour. Or 45 minutes, that way we get it in time.
If you get your coloring books out, you can draw your feelings with Chris and Brendan.
Concentric circles are the right circles.
So stupid. But anyway, enough about me and my problems. I'm going to talk about your problem, though. What we do here at the OBT Pod is we do a lot of different entertainment things. We do movie things. We do video games. But I know you wanted to see what we could talk about with movies. You saw a movie recently.
Yes, I saw Django.
I've not seen it yet.
I would say it was worth every single penny that was spent to see it. Like, yeah. It was a long movie, so that way you're getting your money's worth. Because nowadays, that's the big thing, is just making them long, so that way people don't feel like I spent $23 on this date and I saw an hour and 20-minute movie. So Django was like, it was lengthy and it was great content. The script writing was absolutely perfect. Like, I don't think you could have done it better. Nice. Character development was there. You had great music. Tupac comes in randomly throughout the movie. Tupac is in this? No, he was not in the movie. The music.
Oh, yeah. I got really excited. I thought like hologram Tupac would show up.
I don't know. I was just like listening, like I was watching the movie, and then all of a sudden I was just like, oh, I know this song. I know. Hey, it's Tupac. All right, cool. And it's Quentin Tarantino, which you can't really go wrong. I haven't watched a movie of his that I didn't like.
Is the violence something? Is it bad? Is the violence Not bad in the sense of, is it over the top in your opinion, or does it match what the story's trying to tell?
Okay, some of it's over the top, but
Okay.
some of it's Hollywooded. Like there are points where people are getting shot, and like the explosions of a head getting shot don't actually happen like the way they happen in movies. So in that sense, yeah, it's a little over the top. But for the time and the period, it's very, very serious. Like, you got slavers, you have the two main characters are playing as bounty hunters, so they're like it's very like, oh, I see him, I'm addressing him, and now I'm shooting him. And it was like, and for the time, it makes sense for that to be good, not like I gotta hide around a corner, and then I gotta climb up the side of the wall, and then I gotta throw my lasso out, and scale.
Because Tarantino, and I've seen a lot of his, not this one yet, but very visceral artist.
Oh yeah,
very visceral, and to the point, and it's very. He's always got what I loved is he's got a very modern. He's able to take what would happen in real life scenarios for the most part and apply them into his film, so you don't get this dramatic buildup where. You kind of look in his head like he's probably thinking, I don't need to do this wide angle to a short angle and then build up like what is in movie time 5 minutes, make it blown up to 10. He's thinking like a motherfucker comes in and just shoots somebody. He's not going to talk to them. He's not going to deliver a key crucial line, and it's not going to be an explosion of just bullets and then a guy flying back. It's going to be probably really short, really quick, and impactful.
Except for Pulp Fiction.
Well, true, Pulp Fiction, yeah.
You got Samuel L. Jackson's monologue of epic proportions.
That you got to give him some give and take, but for the most part, I'm thinking like Reservoir Dogs, where you know there's a build up to the scene when the guy gets his ear cut off, but then
spoiler alert.
I told Chris before, I'm like, I haven't seen Django, don't spoil it. But I'm like, fuck you if you haven't seen those older movies.
Jesus dies at the end. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to ruin it. Oh, wrong movie. Shit.
You just ruined the Bible.
Ah, damn it. All right. Wait, I thought the end of the Bible was everything's going to go to shit, and we got some 4 horsemen coming in.
I think that depends on which one you're reading.
Oh, okay.
I think New Testament... I'm not that great of a Catholic, so I think old school Bible has that. I think New Testament is a little more fluffy.
The modern day Testament?
The modern day. I think that one is the
where all the hipsters burn?
Where hipsters will burn.
Okay, good. That's the one I'm okay with reading.
Fuck them. I'm cursing a lot with this. I'm sorry. This is One Beer Brendan.
Brendan is... He's a cussing machine.
I am what you would call a lightweight. I likes to party.
Hey, you know what? A cheap date is not a bad date.
Thank you. Finally, someone said it.
As long as you're not the person on the other side of the cheap date. Because then you're like, did I do the right thing? I only spent $6.
And then you're like, and we're at McDonald's.
And we're at McDonald's.
And I really should have only spent $3 if we're at McDonald's.
But that's when you look into their eyes and be like, I know that you love this. That's why I'm doing it.
Is that your move?
Yeah, that's
my take a girl to McDonald's. I know that you love this.
I feel like if that was my move, I wouldn't be very successful at all.
I wish that was your move. I wish that was my move, because there's got to be guys out there that do that move. There's got to be guys that don't have, and we're blessed, I guess, to have some funds in our lives, some
social skills
and social skills.
Yeah.
But you got to believe somewhere in some corner of America there's a dude that tells his bros, bro, guess what I did the other night? I met this girl at the outdoor mall, met her at the Photoshop kiosk. I told her, let's go out to dinner. Didn't tell her where. Brought her to McDonald's. We sat in the back by the playpen, because that's the best view. Everybody fucking knows
Children
that.
Are screaming.
And I leaned in and I said, you love this, don't you? Finger banged.
Done.
Successful.
Done.
Successful love making. You love this, don't you?
I really feel like it wouldn't work, though. I just did something about it.
There has to be a town, you can't consider we live in New Paltz. Let's just say. We live in New Paltz. New Paltz is a different type of town because there's other places to go, but you got to believe there's got to be like some random town that has one county route with nothing on it but a McDonald's for miles. So if you live near that McDonald's,
there's no build up for game. Like, you don't have a really a learning system.
No, your game is like woods.
Maybe a pasture. Woods. Where did you learn how to game? The forest.
Girl, where do you want to go? The woods or McDonald's? Well, we did the woods 5 times already in a row.
Oh God.
Let's try You gotta. I believe there's a man out there that is using his skills at McDonald's.
I want to meet him.
I would love to meet him. I want to know him.
Have a real conversation and be like,
because
what possessed you to think that was okay?
Because really, let's think about it. That guy's got smarter moves than us. Because he's like, you know what? Maybe he didn't consciously decide to live there, but if he did, he's the smartest man alive because he knows
there's no games playing there.
Because he knows like whatever he's pulling in, he's got McDonald's, and that's it. Like, and McDonald's is creme de la creme.
That's true.
Of options besides Woods. What would you rank, Woods or McDonald's first?
Side of the highway ditch. I feel like there's got to be like a license plate sticking out of the mud somewhere.
Girl, I want to take you to that ditch again. We had a great time at that ditch.
We had a great time.
I don't know what that voice is from or where he's from, but I just decided that's the voice.
That's the guy. We're gonna hear. We're gonna be walking down the street and hear that voice and be like, "It's him. I found him."
Bitch, you want to get in my ditch? That's the name of my autobiography. By Brandon Bryan. Bitch, you want to get in my ditch?
Like, I feel like like where we are, we can say New Paltz, right? We're in New Paltz. Yeah. It's not a fair comparison though, because you could sneeze and get laid in this town.
Yeah, I think different strokes for different folks.
Yeah, so
because I think
I think that's why I'm jaded about it, because I feel like that can't work, because I know here you can do pretty much anything.
But you know what? I think because college, you're a youngin'. How old are you?
I'm 27.
Okay, well, I'm 29, so we're not that...
Okay, we're not that far. Yeah.
You Chris and I just met.
Do I need to show you my birth certificate?
I should do the show when I'm stressed out more, because I seem to be going all over the place.
You're emotive.
You're
emoting through your voice.
I'm emoting through my voice. I think that's true in some cases, but I think it depends on where you're at. Because you're right, in this area, there's certain places you can go that are very easy to meet a nice lady.
Like walking outside of your door?
I'm not that good. I don't know what you're doing. I got to hang out with you more. But I'm not at that level. I think, but there's certain places, bars in particular.
That's true.
That it's very easy to go ahead and just, like you said, sneeze and then, oh, hello, how are you? And then all of a sudden things kick off and anything goes.
I mean, I feel like if you have the right gesture and movement to your sneeze, a girl's gonna turn, catch your eye, and be like, "Did you see the way he just moved?" But
I'm terrible at sneezing. I'm the type of people. I don't know. Have you ever seen people that kind of like build up for the sneeze? You just don't sneeze. You go, eh, and you like hold your mouth. You go, ah. And I've done where I've pointed, like held my finger out to people to let them know to stop talking to me because I'm about to sneeze, and then I have to run toward a light because I have to see the light to make myself sneeze. So I'm like, and then I sneeze and it's terrible, and then my whole body herky jerks forward. It's disgusting.
See, I do the air blast to knock out a wall. Just sneeze as loud as I possibly can. Yeah. Hopefully that'll just kill out the other. It usually doesn't, because then I have to do it like 6 more times. But I don't know. It's an effective move, I guess.
It's effective.
Yeah.
But you're right.
Everybody looks attractive after 7 beers, 8 beers,
8,
9.
Well, some need 10. I'm talking about myself too. It goes both ways. I'm not one of those people that subscribe to, the guys need to get drunk to. I'm sure there's women out there that are like, I need to get drunk to be with this guy.
Oh yeah, no, they exist.
Yeah,
they're real. They are real people, because they look up and they go, 3 drinks later, they look up and they're like,
hi,
secret lovers. Don't copyright.
That's what we aren't. If you change the lyrics, it's okay. Fine. It's okay.
We were out of key or tune or whatever, so that's good too. YouTube.
This guy's friends with benefits. That's maybe what we did.
Hey, that's a good thing too.
What?
That's a good topic. I feel like we should dedicate an entire Friends with Benefits episode.
It's preview for me. Don't like it.
Don't like it? See,
no. I
don't like it either, but I feel like, do you have the life experience?
Yes.
See, that's why I want to do it, because it's a very, very
and it sounds like it's ideal.
What's the word? Abrasive topic for your.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. It sucks.
Some people are totally okay with it, and it's just like whatever.
But it's when you get on the boomerang end of it, like throwing out the boomerang. It's like, this is so sexy and fun, and then it comes back to you hurtling. And it's like, oh, this might be real emotion, and maybe she's not that into it, and she has that boyfriend, and I have a girlfriend, and hit you right in the face.
Oh, that's even deeper than I was thinking about.
Yeah, man, it gets real.
It gets real, real quick.
It gets real.
So we're not going to do that now. We're but
preview.
It's a good foreshadowing of an episode.
So I know we talk a little bit about video games, and I don't. And the way we do the show for the most part, Chris comes in. I'm like, let's just sit down and pod. So we don't really prep. I guess we just kind of just do what we do.
We're professionals.
To a point.
To a point.
Professionals to a point.
We make it sound good.
I think
you make it sound good.
I do have the radio voice.
Oh.
Come on down now. Get your Jeep Cherokee right down.
That sounds like Howard Stern, like early Howard Stern.
WNBC.
That's good.
So, for me, I'm looking at, and I'm an owner. We've talked about what we own. That was our first pod. Mm-hmm. So we got the 360. You got PlayStation 4. Am I correct?
I have the PlayStation
and you have both.
9.
PlayStation. I'm sorry, PlayStation 3.
It's a little
3.
floating glass.
This is where I'm going. This is where I'm going with the conversation. You insert it in your ear. That's PlayStation 25 in the future. You insert it in your ear.
Insert the magic. PlayStation 9.
But you still have to look through the terrible, shitty Virtual Boy logging glasses.
Oh, God, no. Everything's red and black. You're getting dizzy all the time.
They're like, you can inject this in your mind, but to see it, we repurposed Virtual Boy.
Oh, God.
It's still red and black.
They're sitting in a warehouse in Nevada cooking in the sun.
That's why they're all melty. When you put it all together, melty Virtual Boy, that sounds terrible.
There's a lot of wrong. Yeah.
I'll take my melty Virtual Boy any day of the week, said crazy grandpa who lives in a shack.
And now we're going to turn to the disturbing meter. Boop, 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 boop. It's only about a half. That's not too bad.
It's terrible.
It could get worse.
I said terrible things. So my point being is that we are hurtling toward the conversation that articles have been popping up on major video game websites about PlayStation 4, Xbox 720.
720, yeah.
And I'm not sure how you probably are on top of it because I know you keep up with this stuff. Somewhat, but when you look at the new release schedule, if you take a peek at it, a lot of the games are being released in the first and second quarter, clearing third and fourth. Rumor is both systems are not going to allow you to play previous 360 games.
It's like DRM stuff, right?
Yeah, and you can't buy used games.
That's ridiculous.
What do you think about that?
I don't know. See, the thing that I was reading the most that's been chatter is for the PlayStation because they have a patent for it. Mm-hmm. And that's like the biggest step that you can make, like saying like we own the right to do it.
Right.
So it's entirely possible. And it's freaking people out. I mean, like, you know, you like, let's just say a system when it first comes out, $600. Video games, $60 a pop. Controllers, you go on and on. This is a life, investment that you want to be able to keep using, and you want to transition on to the next system that you have.
But the precedent's been set, though. Nintendo moved to Super Nintendo, couldn't play old Nintendo games.
True.
Super Nintendo N64 couldn't play the old games.
But you're looking at like entire like programming jumps. You went from 8-bit to 16-bit,
right?
And Sega was 32-bit, I think, and then
and then
N64, 64.
Right.
And it was just like there was completely new ways to write the games. Like now we live in a world where the technology's there to. Okay, you can have one laser that can read a certain kind of disc and another laser. It might cost the user a little bit more, but I think they'd want it. Like, it doesn't discourage me from buying new games for a system.
Right. I don't think that it doesn't discourage me either, but for me, I kind of go back and forth with this idea of backwards compatibility, because I remember when I bought a PlayStation 2 without having bought a PlayStation 1, the only game I got because I wanted to try it and knew it was backwards compatible was Metal Gear Solid.
Okay.
And I remember having... it looks shitty. Like it was interesting, but it was kind of a dumb game when you really think about it.
Brendan's setting it up for every episode that I can say how I dislike Metal Gear.
That might be a whole pod in and of itself.
Yeah, God.
Because Metal Gear, for me, I played what was it that came out on PlayStation 2? Was it Metal Gear? Not Sons of Liberty. That was
2.
Was it Sons of Liberty?
Yeah.
The one where he plays Raiden that really annoyed the shit out of everybody?
Yeah, that was number 2. And
I kind of liked that.
Snake Eater.
Snake Eater was on PlayStation 2.
Snake Eater was cool.
Snake Eater was alright.
It was stupid, but it was stupid.
Moments. Set in the 60s, so I think the problem for me was always I wanted to see advancements, and then you go back to the 60s, it's like, here's your shitty pistol. I'm like, this is dumb. You know what I mean? And he's still using a cardboard box.
And there's a guy with the bees.
I know, the bees guys. But there is one moment, I know, I'm sorry I'm jumping around.
Oh, no, that's fine.
There's a moment where you can actually, which I really enjoyed and I thought was novel, there's a moment where you're viewing a bridge from very far distance. You have a scope on your sniper and you're viewing like the woman who's in charge, and then you're reviewing the guy that you talked about, like with bees or some old dude.
Okay, yeah.
You can actually snipe him out at that point and kill him, so that when you get to the boss point, which is many, many levels ahead,
it's quite a while.
He's done.
Really?
Like he doesn't show up because you shot him, but you have to be so good and so accurate with your shot. And I watched a YouTube video of a guy that did it because I didn't believe it when I read the article. I went on YouTube and there's like a couple people that did it, and it's crazy because the game automatically scopes you into your binoculars because it's part of the narrative.
Yeah.
But you can go out of the binoculars, go into your sniper rifle if you have it,
measuring for wind,
right, and then just pop him right in the face, and then that kills him instantly because if you meet him later in the game, he's a really pain in the ass boss to beat.
That's true. Yeah, because you have to follow him around in the woods with the heat.
Yes, and then he's the old guy, and he's like, "I'm the Xbox sniper." That's how he doesn't speak, but that's how I hear him in my mind. I'm an Xbox sniper. I can't.
Sniper.
Daddy's been having his medicine.
Have you been sipping a little bit of too much of Grandpa's cup syrup?
Oh God, yes. So my thing though is, I think if it's backwards, that'd be great. My concern. I think if I had to rank my most concerned aspects with the future of gaming is the used game market, because that and I don't know about you, for me that is critical because I don't purchase games often. The only ones I do, I vote. It's weird. When I purchase a game, I consider it like I'm voting for a game.
Yeah.
Like Batman Arkham City, I want to see more of that, so I will buy that at full retail price. Assassin's Creed 3, same thing. If a game, and I did this with Half-Life 3, I wasn't sold on it yet. I waited for about a year. I picked it up for cheap, like $20. Loved it.
Yeah.
And then I bought New Vegas. Again, voting because I want more Fallout. But I would never have considered buying Fallout 3 if it was still high retail price.
That makes sense. I mean, because you're talking $60 a pop,
right?
Brand new game, and that's a pair of sneakers,
right?
That's like a tank or two of gas.
Yeah.
That's.
How do you feel about that?
I don't know, because like I feel like I do buy a lot of used games, and a lot of what happened with the used games, it knocked the overall price of games down quicker. Right. So like I got Assassin's Creed 3 for $35, new, like in the plastic.
Yeah, I know.
But that's because people were buying it and then they beat it and then they take it into GameStop and get their money back for it, or get whatever they can get for it. What is trade for another game?
What is the percentage though on that? Because if you buy within a week, you don't get your full retail. You get like half of it, right? So what's the point?
You get I think it's like the most you can get is $30. I think
it doesn't seem to make much sense to me.
And then if you have like percentage things for like special trading days,
GameStop's a pain in the ass with that.
Yeah, but I mean, look, if you look at what it did to the video game business, it's like people were losing their jobs and people were losing money. And these people, if they don't have jobs and they're not making video games, you don't get to play them.
Right.
So in a sense, I understand why they're doing it. It's like a giant fuck you to GameStop. Right. Like, you suck. You screwed us over for years. At the same time, I don't think GameStop did it to screw over the video game industry. I think they did it because they wanted to make the enjoyment of video games more accessible to people that couldn't.
Right.
Like I don't have $60 all the time, but I have $30 sometimes, and I can play a video game that way.
Right, and I think that's what's awesome. And I mean, yeah, they're making their money, but I could see it from both ways. But it's not uncommon. I mean, movies have the same thing. A movie that doesn't do well, or a movie that's been out for a while, is relatively cheaper compared to a movie that is brand new. Books, same thing. You get the hardcover, it's really crazy expensive. You wait for the softcover, it's almost half the price.
Yeah, but I don't blame. I blame shitty movie making for the prices of bad movie. Like, if you make a bad movie, I ain't paying $20 for it.
But you know what I mean? It's the same kind of thing. Like, both isn't. But again, a shitty game, when it's released, you pay full price. Now it's going to be a shitty game that will never forever be really, really cheap. And I've played like shitty games, and not even really shitty games. Madden 2007. If I want to buy that, that's like $1 right now.
Yeah, you can pennies.
But in this system, in this future, if I wanted to buy Madden 2007, I'd still have to pay $60 for it because it's a new game with no retail and old sales. That's the concept that I'm kind of struggling with. A game like the sports series.
That makes sense. So you're saying like once games date themselves,
right?
They should.
Right. Like I love Hitman. I played Hitman Absolution. Loved it. Bought it. I wanted to play Hitman Blood Money. Mm-hmm. it's been 6 years between series, and the graphics have jumped considerably with the Xbox, even within that own system. When you play Absolution and Blood Money, it's like, wow, this is night and day with the detail and stuff. So looking back on that, like, why would I want to pay $60 for Blood Money in 2013 when it came out 06, 07? Was awesome then.
Yeah.
But why would I want to pay that much money? And now am I going to be, I guess that's also sort of the uncertainty that in these articles, are the companies themselves going to be like, okay, this game's 5 years old, we're not going to charge you full price for it?
Yeah, but are they still going to be distributing it? Like,
well, that's the other thing. Are we going to an internet space where you download it? That's what Steam is on PCs.
And it makes sense. It works. In a sense.
But I'm old school, man.
I
like holding it. And I miss
manuals.
the manual. The death of the manual is something that hasn't been covered, which makes me sad.
Yeah, I mean, if a fan blows by my Assassin's Creed, it just manual's gone because it's one page. Unless I bought the super awesome deluxe edition, and then it's got like artist renderings, and I don't want that.
I don't want artist renderings.
I want a game manual. Well, it says like, this guy, he's going on a journey. But you have to play to find out. I'm like, I want to play to find out.
Can I tell you that it took me 20 minutes to figure out how to accurately shoot an arrow in that goddamn game?
Oh, in
Assassin's Creed 3.
Oh.
Because it's like hold triangle and then let go of triangle and then... But no, if you want to aim it, you got to hit with the left trigger.
Yeah.
I was trying to shoot a bear and it killed me. Because and it was a reflection of how I would probably react in real life. It would be like,
all right, I would pull back and just let it go.
I'm like, hold on, I'm not ready yet, and then I'm dead. Which made the whole experience worse for me because I'm like, this is how it would go down if I lived in real life. Mm-hmm. I would have a tomahawk or I'd have an arrow. I'd be like, I can shoot him with an arrow. I'd fumble. I'd get nervous and I'd be like, I don't remember how. Dead. Slice to the face. Dead. So sorry, I know that's
it'd be cool for a last story. The story
of my life,
the story of Brendan O'Brien, and then he was killed by a bear. Done. But he went out bravely, sweating profusely.
But he went out bravely. Do You Get Off by Brendan O'Brien?
the second autobiography. The second autobiography. He wrote after he was dead. He just had all the recordings.
It's not as impactful as Are You Experienced, but Do You Get Off?
Yeah, I feel like that would sell copies.
Do you ever get off?
For the wrong reasons.
But
you're still making money.
I'm still making money.
The afterlife.
In the off business. The getting off business.
Yeah.
What business are you in? The off business. The getting off kind.
Here's my book. You want it signed?
Short pods make us weird because I feel like we're all over the place.
Yeah, we're just trying to cover all of our bases.
I know.
It's okay. Like I'm starting to think more about what you said though, with being nervous about paying full price for old games, and I feel like that problem would be easily solved with digital release.
Yeah.
Or like digital release, and you get a copy of the game in the mail or something, because they were doing that for a while too for PC games.
Yes,
you got the DVD and you got the download.
Yes,
because it's the same thing. It's the same file.
It's the same. Yeah, I don't know. Like I was never really that big into PC gaming. Mm-hmm. So that concept of downloading is still kind of like unnerving to me. It's a foreign concept that I'm not really too keen on.
True, but I mean, like you look at Xbox Live. They got the arcade games, and then they have full-fledged games that if you have a big enough hard drive.
Yeah. What do you call them? Fudge?
What?
What did you just say? Fudge? Did you say fudge?
Fudge?
Fudge games? Full fudge games?
Full-fledged.
Fledged. I heard full fudge.
Games. Full fudge games. They're getting off.
It's like, what fudge games? Tell me more about these fudge games.
It's a underground market.
I really thought you said full fudge games, and I was very curious.
He's almost 2 beers deep. It's time to panic.
If we get to 4 ever at a podcast, I'm going to be insane.
Oh, boy.
But I think... Yeah, DLC. I'm not a fan of DLC. I don't like the concept of DLC.
I don't like DLC either.
In some ways it works, and in Arkham City I felt it worked because they gave you a little bit more. They're like, here's the epilogue, but at the same time I'm like, I would have liked to have had it in there. I don't like when games, and Fallout is guilty of this, where they almost give you so much where it gets annoying. We're like, oh, this is the 5th place I can visit. Mm-hmm. Like, how many more fucking places am I gonna go? Fallout 3 had like Broken Steel, which was an epilogue of sorts, to the ending
that's
of
when
the
you
game.
Get that
the ion
awesome
cannon.
suit.
Yes, you get a really cool suit, but then it's kind of cool because you can use that suit if you haven't finished other things. But then it makes you so overly powerful that it's just stupid by the time you get to that
I'm pretty sure
point.
mine glitched because it never took damage. Like,
really?
Yeah, my armor that I got from the DLC never took damage.
That's hilarious.
I was like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Never have to fix it. Sweet.
Okay, that's awesome. But like, you know, I mean, then you go to a swamp and then like that, but the swamp was like really fucking hard. But then you would go through and like fight through, and you go back to the main game, and the main game was just so stupidly easy at that point.
Yeah, because you were overpowered.
Right. So then when they all came out together with the Game of the Year edition, you could do all 5. You could just skip around all at once.
Yeah.
So I went to the swamp, I powered up, got my ass handed to me a couple times, but I got like super powerful, and then the game just wasn't as fun anymore because I was overly powerful, and it just the challenge wasn't there.
Well, I mean, and that's where the game makers are going to go like, why did you do it that way? I mean, at the same time, you can play it however you want to play it, but like I'm waiting to get Skyrim because I want like the same thing when I got Fallout 3. I bought Fallout 3 and I got all of the DLC titles at the same time, and I just played it straight through. And I installed things, you know, after I knew that, you know, I set the bomb off in what is it, Megaton?
Megaton, yeah.
So I was like, all right, I feel like I'm at a safe point where I can install these things now. But like Skyrim, I want to play it really, really bad, and they're coming out with all this awesome DLC. But I don't want to pay $15 a pop.
No, you don't.
I'll pay $60 and get all of it together, like a unison package.
But for me, it just gets annoying after a while. But Fallout news: Fallout 4 is leak. Did you hear about that? The guy who plays Three Dog, the DJ Three Dog.
he got permission.
Yes.
That's always a good sign.
That is a good sign that he got permission. He had to ask somebody before he went out and said it.
He walked up to people. Was like, "Is it okay if I tease people with this? Is that all right with you?"
But if it's some BS where it's like a handheld game or something stupid like that, I'll be pissed.
I don't know. I hope not. I mean, I'd be cool if they had like a CD,
that
was just like a loop track of like new Three Dog stuff, but with teasing into Fallout 4. They're hiring people for the game. That's old news. And it's supposedly going to be set in Boston,
which I'm totally cool with. I like that idea.
Awesome. They've covered a lot of different areas, so that's
I like New Vegas. Most people didn't, but I like New Vegas.
I'm on the fence. I thought it was cool because it followed along the same thing. But like Fallout 3 had me like hooked from the beginning.
Yeah.
New Vegas, I was kind of like, it was such a off start. Like it was cool that you were dead and then brought back, but in the same sense, like Fallout 3 was just like you don't know anything, and then now you're out in the world and you're like, whoa, I'm hooked just because I don't know shit.
Well, and also let's get to brass tacks. Fallout 3, who is one of the main character actors in it, Liam Neeson.
That's true. Yes.
Fallout New Vegas, who is the main character actor they're promoting? Matt from Friends. Matthew
LeBlanc or whatever.
Nope. Maybe who's that guy's name? Chandler. Basically Chandler. Sorry.
IMDb. You keep talking.
Okay, so basically for me, that was also part of it where they're like, Liam Neeson plays your dad. I was like, I'm sold. I want Liam Neeson to talk to me as my dad, because that is awesome. And then you get to Fallout New Vegas, and you're just like, really? The guy from Friends is the guy that you are promoting? Matthew Perry, that's who his name.
There we go.
Matthew Perry versus Liam Neeson. Liam Neeson wins every goddamn time.
Well, I think it's cool though that at least more TV, movie, radio, all these different personalities are getting into video games though.
I think it's cool.
It pops up at weird times. Like you don't realize that you're like, I know this person. I've seen them in movies, and they're comforting me with their voice in this video game.
Yeah, I mean, Ron Perlman does the voiceover, too, for the ending of Fallout and the beginning of Fallout. Mm-hmm. He goes, War never changes.
And he's good, too.
He is so good. And then there's some of the... But when you he's probably doesn't understand a damn thing about what he's talking about. Caesar's army. He probably goes, what? What is this? Okay, fine. Caesar's
Mr. Perlman,
army.
just keep reading into the mic. Thank you.
But the warrior took his own path. Like that. I just imagine. I would love to see the footage of him. Probably like, what the fuck is this?
He's wearing like a Hawaiian t-shirt and he's got sandals on. Like, I'm missing vacation for this.
He's shirtless. I want him shirtless and jean shorts going, war never changes. Am I done? Is my check cashed?
Thank you very much, Obsidian.
I'm Ron effing Perlman.
Wait, it was Obsidian that did Fallout.
Obsidian did Fallout 3, and then no, Obsidian did New Vegas. Bethesda did Fallout 3. Bethesda did Skyrim. Bethesda is supposed to be doing Fallout 4.
Mm-hmm. I'm okay with that. Very okay with that.
But we're almost at the end of our potting.
Any last words?
I think the big thing... why did I combine that noise with your noise?
Because mine was any last words, I'm going to shoot you because I just watched Django and you're like, well, I guess I'll just try to get him off.
Do you get off? We're bringing it full circle with this.
Do you get off with 3 Dog?
3 Dog jerking it off.
Such a good voice. Like,
it is so good.
Did you see the video of the guy that?
No.
I watched him talk in real life, and I was like, he's so cool. That's the voice. Because he has his talking voice, and then the radio voice is it just takes over.
That's awesome.
Go to your last words. You do it.
My last words, I think we got to keep an eye out on this Xbox 720 and PlayStation 4 business. True. Let's not all, as a gaming community, jump to conclusions and start picketing Sony and Microsoft. Let them figure it out. They obviously know we're pissed. Mm-hmm. They might listen to us. They might make changes. I'm going to hold out and be optimistic, but it's a small part of me that's optimistic. But I want to give them benefit of doubt. Chris.
My last words are, I saw a really cool thing for Xbox that they're proposing with the Kinect. Supposedly what it'll do is it has sensors that measure the depth of your walls in your room.
Yeah.
And with the lights off, it'll project.
Oh, I saw that article. That's so cool.
Like a light pattern version of what you don't see when you're looking through your character's, visual, scope, I guess you can say. Because the game map in a video game, they're huge,
right?
But you don't get to see all of it because it's only whatever you're looking at. Right. But it's all still rendering. It's all still there. So like this gives you that sense of like, oh, I can see someone creeping around the corner that I couldn't see, or just the cool explosion that I only got to see half of.
Right.
It's got this like cool like new materialized feeling because of this setup. So my last words are, even though some of the stuff that's coming out for future gaming stuff is slightly negative, there's so much cool stuff that's going to happen with like the advancement of the technology that's being put into video games.
Right.
Like I might almost just be okay, all right, and just get overwhelmed with it and just go, okay, whatever.
I'd be like,
shut up and take my money.
Well, I had fun on our short cast.
I did too.
It's going to be fun.
Oh, we have
go do it.
We have a Twitter.
Do it, Twitter. What are we? I don't even know.
We're the OBT Show.
Oh, that's awesome.
All one.
We're on Facebook.
We're on Facebook.
We're going to be putting it up. Well, the goal would be we put one at a time, and then maybe a few days put the other one. So by the time you listen to this, hopefully you've listened to the other one. So
yeah,
what's the website for that?
Oh, I don't know the website. I know the YouTube. It's like YouTube/TheOBT Show, and then the Facebook is Facebook/TheOBT Show. The podcasting site is very confusing. We have to sit down.
Then we'll chat about that.
Yeah, we'll chat about
another time. So for now, my name's Brendan.
My name's Chris.